everyone. I hope everyone's good with that. And then the purpose of this presentation will be to go through some of the uses for meetups. In particular, this is going to be geared towards using the District 30 Meetup account, which you all will be able to use to advertise for your clubs, meetings, contests, open houses, or any special events you otherwise want to have. But if you have a personal Meetup account you use for other purposes, hopefully some of this information I'm going to share today, might be of help on that as well. I'm not sure if everyone is already a member of the District 30 Meetup account, but if you are not, looks like it's listed as a Q&A instead of chat. Here we go. So I'm going to drop the link for the District 30 Meetup page in chat here. So if you haven't joined it yet, or if you haven't created a Meetup account, you can create an account and join this group. And then after this presentation, I'll just drop a Google form, just get everyone's name, contact, so then I can add everyone to make you an event organizer. So then you'll be able to create events for your club. And I strongly urge everyone to use this, just because it's free. You can advertise your clubs, and then people can hopefully find out about you. So I'm going to share my screen here. So this is the District 30 Meetup page here. And what I'm going to show first is, here's an example of an event here. And I'm going to go through some of the things that you should do, and then some of the things that we don't want you to do. So one of the important things to do, and take this event for example, is you want to put your club name in there so people know which club you're a part of, and it will differentiate you from the other clubs out there as well. In this case, the club number is put in there. Not mandatory, but if you want to put it in there, that is fine as well. And then they have a little catch in there as well, where they put get your stage time here. It's just something else that'll grab you in, make it exciting. And then that's something that you want to do. They have an event picture. Right here, they just have the Toastmasters International, where leaders are made logo. Perfectly fine to have that. But when it comes to putting that image there, you definitely do want to have something there. If you want to use a photo of the members of your club, that would be great. It'll be a great way to, give the club personality. People will put a face to the names, maybe of who they're going to see when they come to the meeting. But some of the things that you don't want to do when it comes to the picture are, don't do anything that has a copyrighted image. So, for instance, we're in the middle of football season. Don't put a Chicago Bears logo on there. That wouldn't be good. But, otherwise, what you can do if you want to use pictures is you can use stock photos here. Here's a site that I've shown people before. You don't have to use this one. If you don't want to, you can use anything else, and I'm going to drop this in chat as well, so you have that as a sample. This is just called unsplash.com. So suppose you're having a fall meeting and you want to search leaves falling and have that as your picture. Towards the top, you'll have some premium images. If you want to pay for those, great, you can. But then otherwise, suppose you like this one right here and you want to use it, you can just simply download it for free and use that image. So with these stock photos, it's just a way you can get the images for your event, and you always want to have one there. Details, you want to have some details of it. Make it be something exciting, something that'll make it pop. Maybe you're having a speaker give a topic that's exciting, something that'll draw a wider audience. Take, for instance, at one of my clubs, one of our members has been giving speeches on the process of buying a new used car and things to look out for. That's something that will draw attention from a wider audience than just people who are already existing Toastmasters. So if somebody sees that in there, that might make them want to attend. Or if you're having a guest speaker, you can put that in there. And that's another reason why on the agendas, you want people to have their titles and intros in there in advance, because then it can allow whoever's running the Meetup account to put something in there that'll grab people's attention. On each event, there's going to be a place where people can click to indicate that they are going to attend that meeting. What I would strongly encourage you to do is when you create the events, send it out to everyone in your club and encourage as many people as possible to indicate that they will be attending. If somebody goes through and they see an event that maybe only has 1 or 2 people going, maybe they'll assume nobody's going and it won't be something they'll find fun or exciting. But if they see multiple people who are already going, it might make them more likely to want to go to these meetings. And that's the general things you will see when you look at the page for a meeting. But in terms of creating your own events, if you create an event, you'll have a couple different options. So you can create a new event, you can copy a past event, and you can edit a saved draft. So what makes this great is once you've already created an event for your club, you can copy the past event that you used previously, since a lot of the information might be substantially the same. If you have some basic information about your club, where you meet, the time you meet, presumably that'll be the same for every meeting. So you can already have a lot of the work done on the future meetings after you put in the work on the first one. But in this case, let's pretend we're creating a new event here. So what you can do is I won't actually put in the information in this situation, but this is where you could put the title. So you would put something attention grabber and your club name, date and time. You can put any date you want for this and the time, and you don't have to only do like top of the hour. If you really wanted to, you could make it start at like 7:13, and that is an option. For duration, well, meetings might be 1.5, 1 hour, 2 hours. You can select custom end times as well. So you have that option and you have that leeway within Meetup. Feature photo, that was that photo that I mentioned previously that you want to have for any event that you do, something that'll catch people's attention, maybe fit the theme, show a club. As I said, don't use a copyrighted photo. And if you are using a photo of your club or any photo, make sure that it is Toastmasters appropriate as well. I've never seen anyone do anything that wasn't, but it's something I have to make sure I say. And if you do something that incorporates the Toastmasters logo, make sure you follow the branding guidelines. I don't actually have the link handy to the branding portal right now, but I will post that in the chat before we are done today, just so you will have that handy in the description. And I'll come back to this part in the future, but the part that I want to say on this now is this is where you can put maybe some information about your club, what people can expect to see when they attend at the meeting, and just other ways to grab people's attention. And this is also where you could put specific topics people might be talking about, if it's something that would appeal to a wider audience. So that way you can kind of, cast the line out and hopefully reel some people in who might be interested in Toastmasters. Or otherwise, if you don't have anything specific, you can put some topics of interest that people have spoken about in the past. And that can also draw people in. And then I don't usually say for people to select this event as a speaker, but it doesn't require upgrading to unlock. This next part, though, is important. And now it has these 5 topics previously selected, and I believe you can only select 5 topics for this, but it has presentations, personal development, self-help and self-improvement, social networking, and Toastmasters. If you are having someone speak on a different topic, you can swap other topics in and out, but these are some keywords that if people were to search, well, I guess you can't see it now, but if people were to search for a meetup on the main page, it would lead them to these meetups, assuming that they're in the geographical area of the club. So there's the idea behind that is you want to make the keywords match. So, don't make the keywords be like football, because that's not really what we would want to get. But if you do these like self-help, self-improvements, or if someone's speaking on a particular topic, you can put that as a keyword because that's what we are wanting to get. Now the location, and this is actually pretty cool on what you can do here. So if it's in person, you can just type in the address right here. So let's just say we are meeting at, well, let's just say Harper College. Well, that was already a choice, but we can select that right here. And then it'll actually put a map there of where it's located. So if people aren't familiar with it, they can see where it is on the map. And how to find us, you can put in there other information. So for instance, Harper College is a pretty big location. You could say to meet, you could park in the parking garage, and then we meet in room D195. And I'm just saying that because I have a club that meets at that location. Or otherwise, if there's a specific room people are in, specific place you want them to park, you can put that in there. Or places where they shouldn't park, you can say not to do that. If it's online, you can put a Zoom link in there so that people will register and they can get to. Yes, Vasu, I see you raised your hand.
Yeah, actually, my question is, sorry if I'm making you go back all the way to the beginning. So if I have a Meetup personal account and I got into D30, how do I request that thing? I mean, where can we link that club? And that part in the beginning, I missed it.
You mean like be able to create events for the club?
Right. How do I request you to give the the permission for organizer? You will create and you will make me organizer, right?
Right. Yeah. So what I can do
Yeah.
is, and are you a member of the D30 group? I think
Yes.
you are.
I mean, I have the CGD account, but not the personal one.
Okay.
Anything
So,
else?
essentially, I can back out for a second and just show everyone. So what we can do is I can go to manage group, and if you
Okay.
have your own group, you can do this as well. So then I
Okay.
can I think edit. Actually, no, sorry. I would go to members. I can view
Okay.
all, and then I should be able to. Actually, no, I can go to edit group settings, and then
Okay.
I feel like it's changed here. What I can do is let's just, I think you have an account here, maybe. Yeah, so you have an
Yeah.
account right here. So then what I
Yeah.
can do is I can change member role, and
Okay.
then I can make you an event organizer.
Okay.
So
Okay.
then
Okay.
that way, if you select someone, and I'm going to do this
Uh-huh.
for everyone who's here today as well, so you'll be able to create events for your clubs,
Okay.
which I can make you a co-organizer at the
Okay.
end, since you're the club growth director, so you'll have more power than an event organizer. But that's
Okay.
really the way that we would go about it. So when you have the event organizer credentials or
Uh-huh.
any credentials like that, you'll be able to create
Okay.
the events.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. That is the part that I was missing. Like, how
Okay.
do we link it? Yeah. Thank you, Brian.
And this hybrid thing's a new option that wasn't there last time. but it does
Okay.
look like you need to have a pro account to do that. But then suppose your club has a hybrid option, which is, I'm going to teach it the way that I normally did. What I always would do is put in person down here so that people can see where you are when you meet in person. And then what you can do is, and back up here in the description, you can always say, message me for the invite. You can message other members on Meetup to get in contact with them so they can get the Zoom link from you. Or otherwise, if you're comfortable doing so, you can just drop the Zoom link in here. But I would caution you on doing that, is that it might open you up to Zoom bombers. I've never seen one at a Toastmasters meeting, but it is something that may happen if people come in and just cause mischief. I don't know to what extent people have any COVID safety measures at locations they're meeting at right now, but if they do, you can select these as an option. And then, people will know what they need to do, what they can do, and what they cannot do. And host, suppose you create an event, but then you have another member of your club that has maybe Meetup credentials as well, someone who you want to make as another host for the event. You can add another host here. So suppose Stella helped me put on the event. I'm assuming Stella has an account. Yes. So I can add Stella here, and then she would be a co-host for here. So then she would be able to contact members who maybe expressed interest in coming or make changes to the event as they go through. Event fee, it's an option here. However, as it's a regular Toastmasters meeting, we shouldn't be using this option because people should be able to be coming to visit our clubs for free. And you can select chat or comments for how to contact people. With chat, you can message people individually. Comments, there'll be a list, like a comment page for the event, so people can put comments on here. The optional settings have some good things with it. Where with repeat event, you can use this. However, you do need to be careful because it has every week, every 2 weeks, and every month. So you might not be meeting every 2 weeks. If you meet on the first and third, say Monday of a month, then when you have a fifth Monday in there in 2 weeks, it will be thrown off. So it is an option, but if you're using it, just be careful of those times when there's a fifth day of that week in a month. Or you can select every month and then have it go that way. It's an option there. You can use if you want, but just make sure that the days land on the right day for your meeting. Ask members a question. I actually see a lot of benefit to this one. Maybe if you're having someone who isn't a part of Toastmasters yet, you can ask them what they expect to learn, what they expect to get out of the session. If they have any questions they want to ask you, it kind of can be a way to see, what people are looking for, so that when you talk to them at the meeting, you can see what they're looking to get out of Toastmasters, maybe what their educational needs are. Maybe they indicate that they recently got a promotion and they have to do more speaking at work. I think a lot of us maybe have seen people come to a meeting with a line similar to that. Maybe that way when you start talking about pathways, you can talk about ways, which paths, which projects, might be closest to their educational needs. Attendee limit. You can select this if you have a limit to the number of seats wherever you're at. But otherwise, I've never used this one, and I don't know if I've ever seen anyone actually use this. Allow guest. I always say you can say yes on that one, and then select people can bring up to 5. We want people to bring people to Toastmasters. So you can select that, or otherwise you can say not select it and leave it at that. That's up to you. And RSVP start and end time. I always would recommend making the open time be now and the close time be the start of the meetup. That way, it allows for the maximum number of days and time for people to join the meetup. So if you do it now, people can start right now and they can go all the way up till the time it starts. That way, it gives people time to come in, and it's not going to like lock people out if they just saw the meetup maybe the day before that it goes out. But that's my recommendation for that. Or otherwise, you don't need to create an RSVP start and end time. But I always do the now and start of the meetup. Some other things you can do, and this is another feature that I think is really great. I'm going to go into this meetup as an example. I won't make any changes to it, but what you can do is you can go to organizer tools once you create an event, and you can click on contact attendees. So you'll have a few different options here, and there's some that I'd recommend always doing, and there's some that I would recommend never doing, or some that you absolutely should never do. So these ones up at the top, I would recommend not doing. These ones at the bottom are more the ones that I want to discuss. So with the members who RSVP'd yes for the meetup, you can click and send a customized message that'll go to everyone who said they were coming. So for instance, you have people who indicate they're coming, day before, you can send a reminder out saying, hey, we're looking forward to seeing you all at our Toastmasters meeting tomorrow. Please let me know if you have any questions, or just some final hook in there to make sure that they're coming. People who RSVP no, don't do that one since they indicated they weren't coming. We really don't want to be messaging them to bother them. I've never seen a wait list. That would only happen if you had an RSVP category. So don't really use that one. Members who haven't RSVP'd, don't do that one. But the other one that I see a lot of benefit for and would encourage you to use is members who went to this meetup. So this way, after your event has taken place, you can message the people who attended and say, hey, thank you for coming to our meeting. We hope to see you again. And, maybe provide some contact information for the club. So that's another option that I think is good. However, one of the best options you can do is I know this one only has one attendee at it, but if you click on an individual's name as an event organizer, you should just be able to click on message, and you can send them a personalized message. So that way you can address something to that person specifically instead of something that's a generic email going to a lot of people. So if you want to message people individually, depending on how many people indicate that they're attending, you can do that. But that's probably the best option, to message people individually to the extent possible. And then overall, I'd recommend creating this for any event that your club's having, because it's free for your club to use. When people search for stuff within their area, they can find your club. So it's a way that you can get people to come to your club for free. So if you are, a vice president of public relations or other officer, this is a free form of advertising you can use. Instead of, maybe paying for your own club, this account is covered by the district. So I think this is it's a really useful tool. And whether you use it for Toastmasters or if you have a personal account, it's a way that you can market your club and get the word out there. So with that said, does anyone have any questions on Meetup or anything in general? Yes, Cheryl.
Correct me if I'm wrong. First, we need to make ourselves or apply to be a member of the District 30 Meetup account, right? And then
So
I haven't, so I just want to understand the process. So does it mean, is there a limit how many members in a club can apply to be a member so that they could, I was saying the officers, maybe a couple, would that be a reasonable number?
okay, good question. And the answer to that will be, oh, and it looks like someone put something in chat too. I didn't see that before. But with regards to this meetup, anyone can join the account to be a member. And I would actually encourage all of your club, if possible, to do that. So that way, when you put an event on there, they can all indicate that they're going to attend. As for being the event organizer, all you'll do is you'll create an account for yourself, just as everyone else in your club will be. And then similar to what I showed when I was showing with Vasu's account, I'll just change your credentials to make you an event organizer. So then you can organize and set up the events that your club's holding, whether it be a meeting, contest. And in order to become an event organizer, you would need to go through a training like what we're doing now, just so I go over the ground rules, how it all works. So the way to, if you want someone else from your club to be an event organizer, they would need to do that. But otherwise, anyone and everyone from your club, I would recommend joining the Meetup account.
Okay, so the individuals can create a Meetup account on their own. And then for them to be an organizer, that we have to go through this training
Yes,
process. That's
correct.
all, okay.
And then the creating like the account for yourself is free. Joining that District 30 account, which that was the link I put in at the beginning. If you click that, you should just be able to click join Meetup. Everyone can do that. So I would recommend everyone doing that. And you can send out the link to everyone in your club. Saying if you create the Meetup account, you can do that. And then just in terms of creating events or owning the account, if you were to do like a personal one, yeah, that would cost money. But just joining this District 31 is free since the district pays for that account.
Oh. The link that you sent initially, that is for people to open up a Meetup account?
So that's for the District 30 account. I can go here. This should be hold on, let me log out quickly, and then I can go to the main page. So here's the main page. So what they can do, I'll drop that in chat. They can just click join Meetup on that page.
Okay.
And then they can create an account and then go to that other link I sent for the District 30 account, and they can join that. And then they can access that.
Okay, thank you. I'll test it. I'll try it. If I still have questions, that I'll ask. Thank
And if
you.
you have questions, I'll put my email in chat quickly. And here is a link. Since I don't know if both of you have joined the meetup yet, you can just put your names in here, so that way after you do join, hold on 1 second. All right. So it's just like a Google form. You can just put your name in there, so then I can add you in once you join. So I can add you later on today after that point. And then, yeah, I'd recommend doing it for just every meeting you have, so you can get people in there. And then here is my email address. And then after I add you as an event organizer, you get a confirmation email just indicating that you've been made an event organizer. So you'll know when that all goes through. And then after that point, you'll be able to create anything for your club events that you want.
Thank you.
Vasu, did you have another question?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Sue or Sala, do you have any questions right now?
No, thank you, Brian.
No, thank you so much, Brian. Appreciate this very much. You do an amazing job presenting this great opportunity for us.
Well, thank you, everyone. That is all I